Okay, thanks for joining me, everyone. This is Melissa. If you haven't watched my channel yet, what I talk about is all things family. I talk about everything from dating to a forced abortion I had as a teen, to family life, to divorce, to um, just everything homemaking, homeschooling. I have different channels. Right now, I am on this phone, so I don't have my other channels with my other phone right now, but I am really honing in on the abortion issue because we are in a huge political battle for life. Huge. And anyone voting for Kamala is really, really setting yourself up for your own death, basically. Because as we see Kamala, bloodthirsty Kamala, do anything to get her way to have reproductive rights for the name in the name of woman, she has not cared about the woman in the womb. Okay. So we are seeing not only does she not care for the babies, but she doesn't care for the women who have had abortions. We do not see any aftercare whatsoever for women who have had abortions. I just talked to a pregnancy center in Georgia, and what I'm doing now is I'm getting in there even more and asking questions. Okay, so one of those things I was talking about today was the abortion recovery that they have. And almost every single center has these ladies. And if you can't do it for yourself, do it for your child that you lost. Give your child a voice, give them a face, give them some kind of memory that you lost a child. And we're seeing pregnancy centers, a lot of them are struggling with having people come on in, having women come in and heal. And this is so interesting because it is so needed. Women need to have the healing. And let me tell you, you will feel so much better because you are carrying around baggage. You're carrying around the guilt of, losing a child, the feeling of helplessness, like, why couldn't I get off that table? Why couldn't I get off that table and protect my baby? I think that is one of the biggest um biggest hurts for women, because as a mother, you naturally have that mother bear instinct. And when you're on that table, psychologically, you have been brainwashed to think, oh, it's just a blob of cells, or, it's just a problem, and we're going to help you take care of this pregnancy. But when you get down deep, you're like, I should have got off the table. I should have done something. And a lot of women are victims of abortion and they don't understand like what is going on. So they blame themselves. They put the anger inward. Um, so you're carrying shame, you're carrying guilt, you're carrying the trauma of trying to process it all. You're carrying so much weight on you that you don't need to. And my heart's desire is to help women navigate the difficulty of going from an abortion to realizing that you are completely forgiven. Those who have come to Christ to ask God to forgive them for their sins, completely forgiven, and nobody is too good or above, I should say, above asking for God's mercy and kindness in their life. We do have a judgment day coming, and many people in the churches are thinking it is very soon. So when we have dealt with this, this is not the unpardonable sin. Many girls are victims. It's being pushed, as we see, through politicians, lawmakers, schools, culture. Many times girls are alone. I had talked to a pastor yesterday on a church and said, hey, are you a pro life church? Yep. Okay. So if a girl calls you and she needs help and you don't help her, what is she supposed to do? And he said, usually girls have support with their family. And I said, not so. And that's why they go and have abortions. So it's not just the girl's fault, okay? She doesn't have the support. She's being threatened usually that her boyfriend will break up with her. She has family trying to tell her what to do. The real blame, is on the doctors, okay? They're the ones killing the babies. And on top of that, not only are they caught red-handed killing the babies, but it's all in the money. It's all in the reputation of the doctors. they have more weight than a high school girl who doesn't know what she's doing, right? The doctors have been to school for 8 plus years. There is forgiveness for them too. But if we are going to put the blame somewhere, let's put it on the doctors, because you're asking underage girls to take the blame for quite a bit when they are having adults in their lives telling them, this is right to do. And they're minors, so the adults have more accountability than the girls do. Um, we need to help women more, guys. We really do. We need to be in a place where they can come to people and talk about it in the open and not feel shame trying to heal from something that was so tragic in their lives. And if we just shut the door and we're like, oh, that's awful. And of course, it what happens is disgusting and awful, just like any other sin, whether it's gay, transgender, gossip, uh, all kinds of sins, right? It's still wrong in God's eyes. But the point is, we want to be able to help someone out of the sin. We don't want them staying in the sin and being like, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay to be gay. It's we all sin." No, that's not the right approach. It's what you're doing is wrong. Whether you're choosing outside the clinic to have an abortion or whether you're in a gay relationship or whatever, we are here to help you because you're in a situation that is not okay. And where I've been on the sidewalks and I've seen the girls come in with the big stomachs and then walk out the door and they don't have their babies anymore. At first, usually they're hugging the escorts and saying, "Thank you so much," because they feel relief. They feel like, "Oh, good, I don't have this problem to deal with anymore." But shortly after, in most, trauma cases of abortion, they will shortly after be like, "What just happened? Wait a minute," and they'll stuff it. They'll stuff it and stuff it because they can't deal with it until they cannot carry it anymore. And this is why we need the abortion classes, because if you don't get the healing, you're not going to make it. Suicide is extremely high among abortion survivors, whether that's the child or whether it's the mother who survived. So we are seeing Amber Thurman, big deal being made about her right now in the media. The pro abortion people are saying the pro lifers killed her. It was not the pro life laws, it was that she had gone in for an abortion, got the abortion pills. Not all of the baby was removed, and she had sepsis and she died of an infection. So, this is just really getting bad, guys, because she didn't have to die. Okay. And if somebody was there to help her and talk to her about what exactly an abortion is, or other mothers, most mothers would not do this. And as a matter of fact, when I was talking to this pregnancy center, I said, "Hey, how are the buses going? How's our bus doing?" Um, because I'm trying to get in there more to solve more problems. And she's like, "Let call back next week and we'll have you talk to our nurse who is on the bus." And I'm like, "I would love that." So I will be talking to nurses on the pro life buses, and you can look them up, save the storks, what they do, and how many stories, if you look them up, are of girls who see the ultrasound and they're like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know it was a baby yet." Or wow, so these nurses are on these buses to help girls see, that they actually are a mom already. And so we need to continue to help girls. These abortion classes are, some of them are Bible studies, some of them are not, some of them are just their own curriculum, which it's like, we're going to meet you where you are at. And a lot of these classes, women are only taking once. They're not taking a second one. They're not taking a class after the class for the trauma. So it's like an onion that you want to peel back, and you want to take at least two classes, I would say at least. I mean, I may take another class too to deal with other parts of the abortion. But at least 2 classes, ladies, and really get in there. And although it's painful, it's like a wound. You have to go back in, you have to dig up the dirt, you have to get in there, and you have to clean it, just like any kind of, wound you have, and it hurts. But if you don't clean a wound, just like any other one, you'll have an infection, right? So if you do not clean this wound that you had and get in there, and although it's like peroxide on the wound and it hurts, you are not going to heal. So you need this. And there's women out there who want nothing more than to help other women be free. And in the context of God's forgiveness, to be free in Christ, to know that God has forgiven you, it's done, it's over, whatever part you had. And if you didn't have a part, it's just, it's a process of healing. And then to be able to forgive those who did put you in that position, and be able to just get all the help that you need, guys. And you will be much lighter, and you will feel 100% better. So call those pregnancy centers, get that post abortive care, guys. Get it today, and you will be on a journey of 12 weeks or so of really just starting to peel back the onion and the layers that are hurtful. And don't give up on that. And luckily for me, I was already a Christian. So I already had been a seasoned Christian for years, um, in order to take this class. And not trying to scare you, but it's really important to understand that God forgives you, and to get that grounding. And once you know that, it's going to be a whole lot easier to take these classes. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.